In the heart of a neon-drenched metropolis, the Afro samurai stands atop a skyscraper, his silhouette a stark contrast against the pulsing cityscape. His partner, Rose, crouches beside him, her eyes scanning the streets below. The final confrontation looms, and the air crackles with tension. Their journey has led them here, to this moment of reckoning. The Phantom, once their ally, now their greatest threat, has eluded them for too long. But tonight, everything changes. Afro's hand rests on the hilt of his sword, his fingers twitching with anticipation. Rose places a gentle hand on his shoulder, a silent reminder of their bond. They exchange a look, years of partnership conveyed in a single glance. The city below teems with life, oblivious to the drama unfolding above. Afro and Rose move with practiced precision, scaling down the building's facade like shadows given form. Their destination, an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town, rumored to be the Phantom's hideout. As they approach, the warehouse looms before them, a hulking mass of corroded metal and shattered windows. Afro signals to Rose, and they split up, circling the perimeter. The night air is thick with the scent of rust and decay. Inside, the warehouse is a maze of shipping containers and forgotten machinery. Afro moves silently, his senses on high alert. He can feel the Phantom's presence, a palpable tension in the air. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shadows. The Phantom, their former comrade, stands before them. His face is hidden behind a mask, but his eyes burn with a mixture of pain and determination. "I knew you'd come," the Phantom says, his voice echoing in the cavernous space. "But you don't understand what's really happening here." Afro's grip tightens on his sword. "Then enlighten us," he growls, his patience wearing thin. The Phantom laughs, a hollow sound. "Our organization, the one we've dedicated our lives to, is corrupt to its core. The Council, those powerful black individuals we've been serving, they're puppets, controlled by forces beyond our comprehension." Rose emerges from the shadows, her weapons drawn. "Prove it," she demands, her voice steady despite the gravity of the accusation. The Phantom reaches into his coat, producing a small data drive. Everything's here. Names, dates, transactions. The truth about who really pulls the strings. Afro and Rose exchange glances, uncertainty creeping into their resolve. Could it be true? Had they been unwitting pawns in a larger game? Before they can react, the warehouse erupts in chaos. Elite operatives, their former colleagues, pour in from every entrance. The Council, it seems, has decided to tie up all loose ends. What follows is a symphony of violence. Afro's blade sings as it cuts through the air, felling opponents with lethal precision. Rose moves like liquid shadow, her strikes swift and merciless. The Phantom fights alongside them, his earlier antagonism forgotten in the face of a common enemy. As the battle rages, Afro catches glimpses of familiar faces among their attackers. Friends turned foes, loyalty to the organization overriding years of camaraderie. Each fallen comrade weighs heavy on his soul, but he pushes on, driven by a need for truth. The warehouse becomes a war zone, the clash of steel and the report of gunfire echoing off the walls. Afro, Rose, and the Phantom fight back to back, a trio of deadly grace amidst the chaos. But even their combined skills are pushed to the limit. The attackers keep coming, wave after relentless wave. Fatigue begins to set in, movements becoming slower, reactions dulled. In a moment of desperation, the Phantom makes a decision. "Get to the roof," he shouts, tossing the data drive to Afro. "I'll hold them off." Afro hesitates, torn between the mission and leaving a comrade behind. Rose grabs his arm, her eyes pleading. We have to go. His sacrifice can't be in vain. With a heavy heart, Afro nods. He and Rose fight their way to the stairs, the sounds of battle fading behind them as they ascend. On the roof, the cool night air hits them like a physical force, but there's no time for respite. A helicopter approaches, its searchlight cutting through the darkness. Rose takes cover behind a ventilation unit, providing covering fire as Afro faces off against the helicopter's occupants. His blade flashes in the moonlight, deflecting bullets and cutting down anyone foolish enough to come within reach. The battle on the roof is fierce but brief. As the last attacker falls, Afro and Rose stand victorious, but the cost of their triumph weighs heavily upon them. In the distance, sirens wail. The authorities are closing in, drawn by the commotion. Afro and Rose know they can't be caught here, not with the information they now possess. They make their escape, melting into the shadows of the city they once thought they knew. The data drive burns in Afro's pocket, a beacon of truth in a world built on lies. As dawn breaks over the metropolis, Afro and Rose find themselves in a safe house, one of many scattered throughout the city. The weight of recent events hangs heavy in the air as they begin to sift through the information on the data drive. What they discover shakes them to their core. The organization they've served, the cause they've bled for, is merely a front for a far more insidious operation. The council, those they've revered as leaders and mentors, are nothing more than figureheads, their strings pulled by shadowy entities with global reach. Rose paces the room, her usual calm demeanor cracking under the weight of betrayal. What do we do now? She asks, her voice barely above a whisper. Afro sits in silence, his sword across his lap. The path before them is fraught with danger. But the alternative, to ignore the truth and return to blissful ignorance, is unthinkable. We fight, he says, finally, his voice resolute. Not for the organization, not for the council, but for the truth, for justice. Rose nods, a small smile playing at the corners of her mouth. Together, she adds, extending her hand. Afro takes it, their grip firm and reassuring. Together, he echoes, as the sun climbs higher in the sky, Afro and Rose begin to plan their next move. They know the road ahead will be difficult, fraught with danger and uncertainty. But they also know that they have each other, and the truth on their side. The Afro samurai and his partner step out into the light of a new day, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Their mission has changed, but their resolve remains unshaken. In a world of shadows and deception, they stand as beacons of truth, their blades and wits honed for the battles to come. The city stretches out before them, a landscape of possibility and peril. Somewhere out there, the real puppet masters lurk, unaware that their carefully constructed world is about to come crashing down. Afro's hand rests on the hilt of his sword, a familiar weight that grounds him in this sea of uncertainty. Rose stands beside him, her presence a comfort and a source of strength. Together, they take their first steps into a new chapter of their lives. The Afro samurai and his partner, once agents of shadow, now warriors of light, ready to cut through the lies and bring the truth to light, no matter the cost. As they disappear into the bustling streets of the metropolis, one thing is certain: the world will never be the same again.